All right, folks, again, thank you so much for joining today's webinar. This is From Setup to Success, Getting Started with the Website Integration. You may already see on your screen the question that I just asked, what web provider do you have? I'm going to go ahead and end that one right now. Thank you guys so much for jumping on in. And anyone who did mention where they are tuning in from, thank you so much. Love to see people coming in from all over the country. So we'll go ahead and end this poll right now and jump into some things here. So again, the content of today's webinar is some of the things that you can do with the website integration. For anyone who does not already have the website integration activated, we're happy to walk through on a one-on-one call exactly how to get that set up. The goal of today's webinar is just to go, hey, this is how it works, and here is some of the customization things that you can do with your website. So getting on to the next thing here. Again, we're going to review what the website integration is. We're going to talk about how you can utilize tags to get very specific inventory to appear on specific pages, how you can choose whatever category you want when it's listing on your website integration. One of the very common questions that we get is, I can't customize categories in Good Shuffle, so I can't link things properly in my website integration. That's not true. You are in full control over what lists on your website integration and what it's named when it's listed on your website integration. We're going to talk about that in just a little bit. And then the last thing that we're going to go over today is a lead submission form. So another common question that we do get when it comes to the website integration is, hey, I just want my clients to be able to fill out a lead submission form and have that create a project for me in Good Shuffle. The good news, that is something that's possible. It's a little bit more interactive than just typing into a lead submission form. And I'm going to be going over that today as well. For anybody that joined in just a little bit late, do wanted to mention we have two things over at the bottom of the Zoom screen. We have the chat and the Q&A. If you do have any questions, I kindly ask that you use the Q&A. It helps my two coworkers, Sam and Eddie, answer those questions in order. And that's also very, very helpful for us to see what questions have been asked. If you did just want to say what's up, or if you wanted to comment on anything, feel free to use the chat. As you can see, most of the folks attending have already chatted in with where they're tuning in from. All right. A little bit about me before I do get started, because I love talking about myself, as we all do here at Good Shuffle when we're giving these types of sessions. My name is Jake. I am a customer success manager here at Good Shuffle Pro. As of February 1st, so 2 days ago, that was my 4-year anniversary. I've been here for a couple of years. And still currently, I have been a DJ for the last 16 years, and I still do about 30 to 40 weddings a year. A fun question that I always like to ask whenever I pull up this photo is, what type of DJ gear am I holding in my hand in this picture? I'll give you guys 30 seconds to answer that. Let me know. Go ahead and answer that question that just popped up on your screen. What kind of DJ gear am I holding in my hands? It's always a fun question to ask. Love to see a couple of the responses coming on in. Always super fun. But yeah, I saw a video of, I'm 31 years old now. I saw a video of DJ Tiesto when I was 11, and I was like, I want to do that. Started roadieing and DJing when I was 14, 15 at events. And here I am again, 16 years later, still doing that. I probably at this point have DJed 500 or 600 weddings in my life and over 1,000 private events. So totally on board with what you guys are experiencing day to day with running your events business. That's one of my favorite parts about working at Good Shuffle Pro. I'm going to go ahead and end the poll right now. All right, give you guys another 5 seconds here. Any other answers that we have? 3, 2, all right. And the correct answer was that is a CDJ 1000. Totally old school. That thing is honestly at this point, I think old enough to vote. I think it was released in like 2003. So it might even be old enough to drink, but I digress. I still have those. They still work. I have gotten to modern times, but enough about myself, DJing, all that good stuff. You guys are here to talk and learn more about the website integration. So what is the website integration is a question that we get all the time. I'm going to go ahead and change over my screen sharing here. I just want to give you guys a quick example of how it works. So let me know. Hold on, let's go ahead and change that on over. Perfect. The different screen is now sharing. Wanted to just give this example of what the wish list is for folks who do not have the wish list added to their account just yet. So the first step is anything that you put into Good Shuffle is automatically updated and listed on your website integration. Now, of course, you are in full control over what does and does not list on your website integration, as you'll see in just a few moments. You're also in full control over where it exists on your website. So any inventory can appear on any page. You can have all of your inventory on a page. You can have none of it on a page, whatever works best for you. It is your website. You are in full control of it. As clients are going through your website, they're able to build whatever quote that they'd like. So they could select from a handful of items, submit that on into your account, and it'll create a brand new project for you. Again, the biggest benefit here is you are not taking what they've submitted and putting it onto a project. It's creating that project for you automatically in Good Shuffle Pro. Last but not least, because it's created that project for you automatically, it's going to track all the inventory that's available for your approval. Now, a key difference there is it's not going to tell your clients what is and is not available. We'd rather you get that lead from whatever date they're picking, however many of a particular item they want, and then you have the final say of, all right, they submitted a $5,000 quote, and the only thing that we're short on are some chairs. I've got a friend, I can rent some chair or sub-rent some chairs from them. So they'll never see that you're short on an item. Good Shuffle will tell you, the business owner or one of your sales members, hey, this is the one item that you're short on, and you can go ahead and take advantage or close out that order as you see fit. Coming on into Good Shuffle here, I just want to show you what a submitted quote looks like. So when a client puts something together and they submit it to your account, it's going to have this little designation right here in your Good Shuffle Pro account. I'll zoom in slightly on that just so you guys can see what that looks like. This little guy right here means it's a wish list submission. You're also able to filter your Good Shuffle account by if it was created by your sales team or if it was created by the wish list. And then taking a look at the order itself, this is how it comes on through. Hey, this is the contact, this is the venue, these are the items that they selected. The only thing that you as a business owner would need to do would be add a delivery and or if they're coming into your warehouse to pick things up and send that quote on out. That is a little snippet of how the website integration works. And of course, folks, if you do have any questions on anything that I'm going over, drop them on into the Q&A. Always just like to give a quick overview of what the website integration is. So that brings us to the next thing that we're going to talk about here. I'm going to get a little bit into how you can customize things and how they appear on your website integration. So tags, excuse me, tags are one of the most powerful tools that you have when it comes to, hey, how can I get certain inventory listed onto a particular page on my website integration? How can I loop things together on a particular page on the website integration? So if I pop on over to this page on my website, and I'm going to go ahead and show you guys this in just a moment. So changing things on over again to my demo site here, you might notice that I have 3 separate sections on this page. I've got a DJ rentals page, I've got a photo booth rental page, and I have the upgrades over to the bottom. And there's only a handful of items appearing in each area. That's because I've utilized tags in the back end of my Good Shuffle account to say, I want these items to appear in this particular area. So for my DJ rentals, as an example, I have them tagged DJ, photo booths, I have them tagged photo booth, upgrades, I have tagged new. So another thing I want to mention is just because it says DJ rentals, that doesn't mean the tag has to say DJ rentals. The tag can say whatever you want. You're in control of the site design of what it's going to say, where these items are going to be listed. And fun fact, that's me. Obviously have to have myself DJing on my own demo website because way too much fun. The other way that you guys can use tags as well is if you just want to have custom built out pages for certain items, you could say, hey, I want these items to appear here. I want my decor items to appear here, so on and so forth. Now, the beauty of tags is once they're set on your site, you now can just add more things or remove things from those sections by editing the tags on a particular item. So as an example, this Rosalie backdrop under decor, let's say I sell it, I get rid of it, I no longer want it to appear on my website. If I come over to inventory and Good Shuffle, and I go over to that Rosalie backdrop, and we're gonna go ahead and search for that really quick. Once that pops on up here, I'm actually able to edit this right from my inventory screen. So if I click Manage Layout up to the top right, and I go over to Details under my inventory, I can add tags to my main item view, and I can bring that up like towards the top or something like that. Now, what this enables me to do is if I have a ton of items that I'm looking at, I could just click to edit the tag that I have on a particular item. So if I have a new page on my site and I would like to get several items to appear on that page, or I'd like to just review all the tags I have in items, you can do that similar to as if it was an Excel spreadsheet, and then just click to edit things. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna remove that decor tag, to save that here. I don't want that particular item appearing under decor anymore. And it's pretty instantaneous. So if I go ahead and I refresh my screen here, you can see under decor, the Rosalie backdrop no longer is appearing. I did not have to take any action on my website. I just adjusted the tag and my website's like, okay, great. No more Rosalie backdrop. That item doesn't have the decor tag anymore. So very, very powerful tool that you can use to get specific items to appear wherever you'd like. And also to make sure that, hey, in the future, as I buy new inventory, as I'm editing my inventory, things are going to change around very quickly, if not immediately, onto your website. All right, the next thing I wanted to show you guys quickly, coming on over here, is how you can go ahead and choose your category in Good Shuffle Pro and list it out properly in your website. What I mean by that is, again, while you can't customize the categories in Good Shuffle, that does not mean that you're limited to the categories that are being used on your site. So I'm going to come on over here again, back to my website really quick. I want to show you what the typical categories look like. So a page like this, this is the website integration at its most introductory form. It takes just a few minutes to get it set up this way. And we've seen a lot of success with folks who are like, great, this is all I want and need for my client base. This is perfect. Folks are still getting plenty of wish list submissions having just this set up. So if you don't have the website integration set up just yet, do want to just let everybody know, hey, 1, 2, 3, you can go ahead and get this set up as needed. All the way to the left-hand side here, you see all the different categories that are coming from Good Shuffle. This is the things that you cannot adjust on your site. So this most basic form, introductory form, great. These categories are pulling right from Good Shuffle. Well, let's say you wanted to name the pages however it was that your clients are viewing these categories. Well, that's where this comes into play. So I have a dedicated couple of categories, pages that I built out, and I can name these whatever it is that I want. So on my tables page, I can have just tables appearing on this page. Okay. And then below that, linens, I could have just my linens appearing on this page. And you might have noticed the next thing that we're going to be talking about here, that lead form. That's the next thing that I'm going to be going over. But these pages can be built out and customized any way that you'd like. That way you are not limited to what the categories say in Good Shuffle. You are entirely able to be flexible with whatever it is that you'd like those pages to say. Again, do you have any comments on that? If you do have any questions, by all means, feel free to go ahead and drop them into the chat. Questions can pop on over into that Q&A, but it's one of my favorite things to be able to throw in there. Like, hey, you can customize these categories and pages any way that you'd like. Tanya, looks like you dropped 2 questions in to the chat there. Looks like Sam right on top of that. Just wanted to make sure that we got an answer for that. Awesome. And we also have one quick question from Tyler. How do you organize how the items from Good Shuffle feed into the website? Great question. That question, Tyler, I'm going to answer just towards the end here. You can see these linens here. They're kind of organized by color. I will go over how you could sort things using item attributes, just like I've done on this particular page. I'll cover that just at the end of this session. All right, so the last thing before we go into any questions that you guys have dropped on in that I wanted to go over with you guys is, hold on one quick second here, get my page back up, is that lead submission form that I wanted to go over. So Tanya, looks like you're dropping that in, talking about Wix, things like that. And yes, you absolutely can add any question that you like to that lead submission form. So one of the most common things that people again say is, I want some folks to just fill out a quick lead submission form and kind of go through what the main questions that I need are. So when you are kind of thinking about what do I need to know from a client, you can create a mock-up inventory item in your Good Shuffle account. And then using tags, like we went over before, you can have those particular items appear in very specific pages on your site. So that being said, such as things like the time of the day, Tanya, you just asked expected guest count, just like this. Absolutely perfect. You can do whatever number of guests you'd like. And also some requested services, decor, DJ services, photo booth services, whatever. You're not limited to just 3 things. You can make this page as extensive or not as extensive as you'd like, and kind of have folks, again, I mentioned it earlier, it's a little bit more interactive than just typing in like, how many guests are you going to have? What time of the day it is? You're basically making it a game, and it's led to some great success for folks filling this out and submitting it to your account via the wish list. On the Good Shuffle Pro side of things, this is how that exact lead submission form would come on through. You could see here, all right, cool. They wanted a nighttime event. They wanted 100, or they are going to have 101 to 125 guests. They chose decor and photo booth services. Now, what I can do is I can contact this client directly. I can give them a quick phone call. I could start a message here through Good Shuffle to be like, hey, this is what we offer. Basically, they don't know what they don't know. So having this lead form and getting it into Good Shuffle, now you've started the invoice, and I should say the quote process, with all their information. You have a history of what they were looking for right here. Tanya, let me know if that kind of explains a little bit about what that's going to look like. And in just a second, I would go through how I used tags to make those particular items appear on that page. All right, just moving this on over. We had another question come on in really quick from George Marshall. How many categories can you create? You can create an infinite number of category pages on your website. So again, you cannot create custom categories in Good Shuffle, but what you can do is you can create as many pages as you want and name those pages whatever you'd like, and have any inventory from Good Shuffle appear on those pages. You can see here under categories, I have lead form as an example. And on the lead form, I have very specific types of inventory. So there's no limit to the amount of pages that you can make to display the different categories that you have. All right. So wanted to first answer, since I'm on this page, the question that Tanya is jumping in. Again, Tanya, do me a favor. If you could throw messages into the Q&A, that way it's easier for us to see your questions and answer those questions in real time. The next thing that you just jumped in, use the tag for a contact form. We don't know how to incorporate custom questions you'd like to capture. Gotcha. Okay. So this form is not able to be customized as an example. So I believe, Tanya, this is what you're referring to. This form is not able to be updated. And the reason for that is what we found in just working with some clients and doing some research. The more required fields that there are, the less likely it is that your client's actually going to get through and submitting the wish list. That's why we have the almost the interactive method of adding the time of day, the number of guests, things like that. So this way, having folks kind of add in the different things that they want, that's going to yield much better results in terms of getting people to give you the information that they want without having a drop off in, oh man, they're not even going to actually submit the lead form or anything like that. Thank you for answering that question. Do appreciate that one coming on in, Tanya. We have another quick question from Chris. On the wish list, is there a way to have a drop-down box to select times and attendees when submitting? There's not a way to have that drop-down box to select times and attendees, or to select attendees, I should say. But when your clients are selecting their date, they can select the time as well here. So you can be like, all right, this is good, or your clients can select, this is a 6 to 11 event. Right. So they're able to put that in, and that'll mirror over into Good Shuffle and tell you the event time. Excellent question, Chris. Thank you. And Tyler, don't worry about it. I still have the question that you had gone ahead and asked, and how can I organize things via attributes, things like that. We had another question come in. Just wanted to add a number of guests to it. Page customs client you have a venue booked. Understood. So yeah, if they don't have a venue yet, they can leave the venue delivery location blank. So if there is no venue or delivery location, this is not a required field. They can leave that blank. That's totally fine. Tiny's question for everyone else was, hey, some folks are just trying to figure out pricing and maybe start booking me. They have a date in mind, but they don't have a venue just yet. They don't have to pick a venue. They don't have to submit anything like that here. So that goes back to what I was saying before. The more required information, the less likely it is that clients are going to fill things out. You can see that these types of things are not required. No other fields except for the phone number can be required. So it's first name, last name, and email, and then you can require the phone number if you so choose. After that, we don't require anything else. That way, you have the highest chance of getting that lead submitted on over to you. One other question that we just got in from Vivian. Do we need to make our images format size smaller for quick loading on websites, or the software already does that? Good Shuffle is going to shrink down the, not the aspect ratio of your images, but the size of the images. So if you have a very large image file that you uploaded to Good Shuffle, it's going to push over to your website as a smaller image file while maintaining the quality of the image. So you don't have to worry about shrinking down your image sizes or anything like that. Excellent question. Question from Skylar. This is a fantastic question. What's the usual turnaround time to launch this on a website? You can have this part of your integration. If I go to this search page here, this takes about 15 minutes. No joke. So you can have this just introductory form on your website in about 15 minutes. Whether you're working with one of the members of the Good Shuffle team or yourself, it is a very simple process to get this at its most introductory onto your site. The more customization that you want to do, that takes a little bit of time, but no more than 1 to 2 weeks, depending on if you're working with a developer. It's really just tagging items in Good Shuffle and then telling your website where you want those tagged items to appear. So we typically tell folks, hey, get this search box put up because this takes, again, 15 minutes to do, and then work on the other pages in the background. So you're maximizing, hey, awesome, we have the website. We're still getting or allowing our clients to submit things while we build out the rest of our site. Excellent, excellent question, Skylar. Thank you. Okay, just going through some of the other questions here. All right. Done. All right, so now I'm going to address one of the questions that Tyler had asked before. That was, hey, how do we organize things on the website by attribute like this? So it's possible on the website to, instead of doing the typical A to Z sorting that happens, to sort your items by item attribute. Takes a little snippet of code. We're always happy to help you with this particular snippet of code. But I want to show you guys what this looks like really quick. Hold on one second. We have sorting, sort primary. Here it is. So I'm going to change up my screen sharing to some of the developer documentation that we have. Again, cannot emphasize enough, we are more than happy to help you guys with this. Okay, so happy to kind of walk through what this would look like for your inventory. But very, very similar to the page that I have here, this linens page. I have a snippet of code that's very, very similar to, all right, I have a list of items. I'm pulling from my linen category. The first attribute name is color. So whatever attribute you'd like to sort by. And then you add in the values. So if you want red, then blush, then black, you'd put them in that order. Then you could do the second item attribute. So if you only want cotton and polyester linens to appear, and then you want the red, blush, and black to appear in that order, you do it like this. And then it's this final line right here, sort primary item attribute 1. So whatever order you put them in like this, red, blush, black, sorting by item attribute 1, that's going to mean that, hey, all the red linens come up first, all the blush comes up next, all the black comes up after that. You can see that in action here. I have white, red, then blue. That way, like, the reason I'm highlighting this specifically is it's no longer A to Z. I said I want all of my linens that have the color white included, the color red included, the color blue included, and I want them sorted in that order. Tyler, if you have any further questions on this, feel free to shoot us an email or reach out to us in chat based on what specific items you wanted to list in a specific order. Uh, Chris, it looked like you messaged that just to host and panelists. I'm going to copy this really quick and send it to everybody. But excellent, excellent point here, Chris. I do appreciate it. Or actually, Chris, I'm sorry, I can't copy this. I'm not able to copy messages sent. But if you could retype that and send that message to everybody, Chris, I'd much appreciate that. It was a link over to Tyler, a good example of how you can customize categories, things like that. All right. Before I get to any other questions, really quick, in the last couple of minutes we have, I've got time held, guys, for the next 20 minutes, so I'm happy to continue answering questions. But for anybody that had a hard stop at 1 p.m. Eastern, I want to pop back over to how you can get started with the website integration if you have not gotten started yet. So I'm just going to get my screen sharing going here. Give me one quick second. All right, how can you get started with the website integration? There's two options for you. Okay, first option, if you do not have the website integration at all yet, and you'd like to test it out for a month, you can use the code free month. That's going to enable you to get 1 free month of our website integration. It's a value of $89. If you do already have the website integration, or you're like, no, this is exactly what I need for my business, I'm going to sign up for a year because I want to save the most amount of money as possible. You can go ahead and use the code annual20 for 20% off the annual price of our website integration. So again, if you do not have it yet and you'd like to test it out for a month, use code free month. If you have it already and you're paying monthly, you can use the code annual20 to upgrade to annual and save as much money as possible on an integration. Going over the next thing here, do want to also let you guys know, new for 2025, my coworker Sam, our senior onboarding specialist, she had put together some Squarespace templates for you guys to use. So if you do not have a website already and you are looking to use a template similar to what I had showed you guys before, we are able to send these templates over to you via Squarespace, and you can kind of customize and drop things in. Very, very easy to kind of click and follow along these particular templates. So let us know if you don't have a website yet. You're looking to use Squarespace, we're happy to send this on over and help you out. Awesome. Sarah's messaging us, letting us know that she wants to utilize one of those templates. Sarah, we'll get that. We'll set up a meeting so we can get that set up for you. Sam also just dropped in the chat, if you want a hand integrating, book a session by clicking that link. That's going to book a session with your account manager. We're more than happy to help you guys get connected. And any other resources that you guys need, just taking a quick look here. Don't forget to go to our website help center. It's just help.goodshuffle.com. You could search for any particular things that you need on that particular site. Savings for this year, 1 free month is the code free month, or if you're paying monthly right now, you can upgrade to annual by using code annual20. Or again, if you do not have the website integration at all, and you're like, yep, it's perfect, it's exactly what I needed, use that annual20 code, and it'll save you as much money as possible. Since Sam just dropped that in the chat, do want to highlight again to everybody that one of my favorite things about working at Good Shuffle is I get to support businesses like yours, as is everybody's main passion, the support team. We're always here to help you if you do have any questions on the website integration. Tyler will happy to help you put that code snippet together so you can sort items the way that you'd like on your site. And last but not least, if you are looking for some preferred partners, people to build your website for you, we do recommend utilizing either Compete Now or Full Stack Media. They're offering 15% off their services at this time. If you have a particular person that would work best, let us know. We'll email you an introduction, or you could reach out to them yourselves. They're listed on our website under integration partners. So happy to send that information over to you guys. All right. If you guys have any other questions, please feel free to drop them into that Q&A. Really do appreciate everybody who's participated so far today. Thank you guys so much for taking the time. It's super awesome to be able to help everybody from across the country. I'm going to hang tight for the next couple of minutes or so. If you do have any questions, go ahead, drop them into that Q&A. Don't forget to book a session with your account manager to get integrated. But yeah, drop any other questions you guys have into that Q&A. I'm more than happy to help. All right. Sarah, you're very welcome. Thanks for dropping a quick thank you into there. I know it's like a loop of thanks, but do appreciate you saying that. Jennifer had asked, can the client filter all items by attribute? Excellent question. So let me go ahead and get to this particular page here. I'll restart my screen sharing. Answer to your question is yes, they can. So attributes become filters if you use a gallery like this on your site. So if you have a search bar, you can have folks filter by attributes here. I do want to highlight that you can hide these categories on the left and include a search bar. Just because there's a search bar does not mean you have to have the categories over on the left-hand side. So if I were to type in like linens as an example, that's not that. Let me just go to my linens. That'll probably be a little bit easier. Bum, bum, bum. So if I have all of my linens appearing here and I click on filters, I'm going to be able to filter by the attributes that I have for these particular linens. So if I wanted to say, oh, I only want my polycotton and I want to see red only, I could do that as a client. And this is no additional work for you either, or anyone who's using the website integration. This is very, very easy or this automatically gets set up. So excellent question, Jennifer. Thank you very much for dropping that on in. All right. Any other questions before I cut you guys loose for the rest of your day? I'll hang tight for another minute or two, but please feel free to drop any questions that you guys have into that Q&A. More than happy to help. All right, folks. It looks like there's no other questions coming in right now. My coworker Sam did just drop in how to get started into that chat. I'm going to leave the room open for just another minute or two. I'm going to turn my camera off for now. Take another second, go ahead and throw any questions that you have into the chat. I'm happy to answer them if the room's still open. But do want to say thank you guys so much for attending. Really do appreciate your time.